Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. But I want to bring your attention to a show that I'm going to be having tonight. It's going to be very interesting. I'm encouraging all of you, those of you that are listening to this video, to tune in tonight, because perhaps this might be some of the reason why we have all of the mess that is going on in our own country. Because you have to listen to these things. These things, the trouble we've been having in Liberia didn't start overnight. These are things that's been happening from time to time. There are those who came before us, past generation, failed to recognize these things, and will continue to repeat them. And because we ourselves have not yet able to recognize and see if those things can be rectified, so that this country, beautiful country of ours, can be built just by our hands as Liberians. It doesn't matter who you are at this point. Concord country, it doesn't even exist anymore. We're all one another. We're all one country, one people. But if we do not understand why these things are happening to us, we're most likely not going to be able to find solution. So I ask you tonight to join me.
Yet, how does one begin to help people who swim on their own flooded streets to voting booths to vote incompetent criminals back into office?
Yes, that is a big question we all have to answer. How do you help people who will go to the voting booth swimming in their own flooded streets just to vote people in offices who are incompetent? And those incompetent people that are being voted in offices will also appoint people who are also incompetent. So this is like a big deal. How do we help our brothers and sisters to make sure that their voting rights are utilized effectively? They have the voting cards. They must be told how important their voting cards are to all of us. And so I'm saying, those of us that have this platform, this is not time for hate. You don't come into this because you hate. You must do all you can to educate the voters themselves, how important their voting cards are. Because of their vote, our leaders be able to do what is right for our people. Join me this evening as I try to explore this particular question and many more that will be coming. Join me this evening at 8 Eastern Time, 5 Pacific, where we will take on this question and be able to see how much we can go. With your help, we, the Liberian people, will be able to educate our brothers and sisters that have the right to vote whoever they want, but they must do so with responsibility. This is Samson Toll, Liberian Public Radio. Thank you very much.
C'est au-dessus de moi, encore une autre fidèle qui l'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il va Sylvie, il a quoi qui j'ai loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé, t'as mon bien de moi avec moi, nous deux. En ce moment, on va battre au moins, n'est-ce pas? Mon temps dit, t'as mon mouillé, on s'est battu pour moi, il pleure. Avec la loupé, yo.
Doing anything, the people getting amended. And with me from 2005 to date, we all doing anything. I've done something. Trust me. I'll be re-elected. You understand? So you don't need to fight. You don't need to destroy your country. You don't need to even condemn your country. You have to be inspired, peacefully, and then convince the people, persuade people. Politics is about persuasion. And it's about what you have done for your people. I have done so much that I don't need pay for. You know why I don't need pay for? Because Liberians love me and they promoted me when I was on a soccer page. You understand? And they were proud to be Liberian when I was on the soccer page. And I've done my best for my country. I'm a former peace ambassador. It doesn't matter what people say. I'm on record.
Yao, abela lokeyo, bivito jobai, bivito noba, matisi mokeyo. Manager Gigi, ouais t'es jamais forcé ou si tu connais. L'animateur Choco Noscan Yasset de Toyebi, l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito, Aniche les vieux.
Henry, I can tell you the problem of this country with respect to prices, with respect to health, with respect to education, and largely tied to roads. There are no roads. You don't see opportunities where they should be when you don't have roads. From up to 173 years, we only have one road. How do you know what is happening in Bapolu when you don't have roads? You don't go there. The prices of goods, commodities on the market are high because to get them to where they are needed. So there's no way you can, when I talk about road, I'm not talking about 14 road on the sidewalk in Monrovia, $50,000 road and make it $3 million. We're talking about roads that will open up the country. We're talking about roads that will open up opportunities, roads that will get businesses going, and dependency reduced because people believe their goods and commodities can get to the market. That's what we're talking about.
But we'll prosecute and will confiscate assets that people steal and acquire by illicit means. I often say that in Liberia, when people get caught, they send their wife, they send their children, they send their relatives, whatever, to come and beg. I'm saying the Liberian people, don't come and beg. You know, don't come and tell me, oh, stand to help you get elected. He talk nice about you on the radio station. Now he's stealing, so forgive him. Stanley should have known when he was stealing that we're going to punish him. So there's going to be consequences. That's the first thing. Then we have to make sure we're paying people a living wage. So we did the arithmetic, we did the math in 2017 that when you look at policeman's salary or healthcare worker's salary or teacher's salary, by the middle of the month, the money finished. By the time they pay rent, they buy food, they pay the children to eat, and of course, they're not going to starve, right? So the policeman will pull you over, the teacher will accept bribe to change grades.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, folks. Samson told LeBron Public Radio still stuck out of his element tonight again. We're going to be doing this here for one more time. This is it. After this, we're going to be back in our own studio. I'm broadcasting live while I'm fixing myself on the studio, on the media live. I'm broadcasting live from everywhere. I'm not going to say where. All I know, next door. I read by the Minnesota politician. Now I can see a house from where I'm standing right now. Okay, folks, Samson told LeBron Public, thank you for joining us tonight, and we really do appreciate it. We're going to have I'm going to be this is it, and then after this we will be broadcasting back. I won't be on tomorrow. Boston District Association having the convention, and I'm part of the convention process. I will be there, and as a result, we won't be able to come on air live tomorrow. Maybe the plow man, the man who let me plow, maybe you will come on. I don't know, because he over there, he enjoy himself, then he make him plow with me. Maybe you will come on, but I will not be on. I hope that Brother Sissy might be able to have a program on Sunday. If not, we'll be back here on Tuesday. Monday, we're still not going to be on, but we'll be back on Tuesday. I thought I'd bring that up to your attention very quickly. All right, let's start the show. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. We want to thank you, my Lord, for whatever it is that you continue to do for us to keep us here. We say thank you. My Lord, we put ourselves and everybody else in your hands again. My Lord, we ask you as we come on air to guide us, guide our mouth, guide our tongues, what comes out of our head, what comes out of our mouth, that is might be a decent proposal to our brothers and sisters all over. Election is coming. As we've been reading from time to time, I can see that your handiwork, Jesus Christ, your handiwork is in Liberia. Things are a little bit calmer. Thank you. I know you got our backs. I know you have us. I know you're going to protect us. So I have no doubt. But I will still pray to you and praise you for that. Because I know with Liberia in your hands, everything will go well. You're the Most High. And I pray that you will continue to protect us. My Lord, the election is coming again. I said it. We put Liberia in your hands because your hands are the only safe hands for all of us. You have no holes in your hand for anybody to escape through and fall out. To protect us. We ask you, my Lord, to protect the Republic of Liberia. Guide the process in Liberia. Give the Liberian leadership wisdom to do what is good for our people. Protect them. We pray for them. My Lord, we ask you to bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Bless the leadership of the opposition of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people as well. The election business in Liberia is not funny thing, but make them to understand, my Lord, that this is about ideas. It is not about war. And we ask you to continue to guide the process. With the country and its people in your hands, we have no fear but to thank you and praise you. We ask you to bless the host country, the United States of America, who's giving us protection as well, giving us jobs. We ask you to bless the country of the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, folks, let's go ahead. Let me fix my shirt a little bit. Yeah, why not? Like I said, I'm out of town. I'm not at home. So what do you expect? Let me fix myself a little bit, man. Let me put myself to town. See that man out of town. What do you expect? Okay, folks. Samson to Labra Pablito. Let's get it going here. I want to thank all of you. Please share this video as much as you can. Please share this video. Share it with as many people as you can. And so tomorrow night, the Boston District Convention process will start. We will be there. I'm not too far. I am very close. I'm not there yet, but I will be there. And because of that, we will not be able to continue with this program tomorrow night, and including Sunday night. I'm hoping that the CEO hopefully will be able to carry on. If not, we will be by Tuesday, as I stated earlier. I have a few things on my mind tonight that I care to discuss. I hope that many of you, the analysts, these people are scared of me. I keep telling y'all. They will not come on tonight again. They're scared. The liberal is in control. Why I tell you that thing they say, but I don't have my cow tail tonight. That the only problem I can't. In America, I can't travel with my cow tail. I don't know you. I travel with the car tail and go through security. The security will take it. The airport security will take it from me. You can't travel with car tail. The cartel is there. And I want to go to Total in the night. Just shake my cartel. I'm in Total. What you think? You think I'm small man? Yeah? I better be careful. They got some serious people among us. I just joking. I got nothing. Let me confess now before you can't try me. I got nothing. No, on a very serious note, folks. I saw a few things on the internet, on the website this afternoon, actually. Very encouraging. But as you know, it's election time. And I want to take this opportunity to praise the CDC-led government on President Dr. Weir. I'll give him 4 doctorate degree. What are you going to say about that one? I'll give it to him. No, but on a very serious though. Very encouraging. I wish that what they did here, that they have done that from the beginning. Then the idea, the young man stood and told the whole world, Liberians will not be spectators in their own country. But the last minute of time that I want to show it. So the labor minister, Honorable Gibson, to Firestone, Adamela, all the other company in Liberia, investor, they want to bring foreigner in to work, to do job. So they went to apply for a work permit. He said, no, I'll give you a work permit. You put a job you get that you're bringing foreigner to work. You put in the paper. If our Liberian people cannot apply and be successful, don't give them special treatment. That's not what he's saying. He said, put in the paper. Let the people apply. And just make sure you're fair with them. If they don't fit and they are unable to get that employment, Then you can bring people in. But we can't have all the young men here graduating from college, master degree, and all running around. Then you're bringing foreigners, then like Samson told them, it's not gonna work. And he said no. Liberian, President Weah said, Liberian will not be spectators in their own country. Like I said, the liberal is here. You know me. You know me. If I see it, if it's good, I will say so. Whether I support you or I support you is not the problem. If it's good for the people of Liberia, I will say so. I will praise you. And I'm praising the president here tonight. President Weah, thank you. Thank you for taking that stand. I wish that stand had been taken a long time ago. Okay? So, the idea here is, what would the response be from the investor themselves? That's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very interesting. That's going to be very interesting because the investor, the people like the Firestone, you know what their response going to be? Yo, man, don't worry. I've seen an election over, the people come begging for money. And they will not look at us. They will not do it because of election time. Yeah, man, don't worry. Don't worry. Just put the paper in there. The people come here will say you don't qualify. Whatever, say nothing. They can't push us. You see people like Firestone there. They are just part of Liberian society. They've been in that place for so long. They are part of Liberian society. They know exactly how to play the Liberian society. They kind of game the politician play, the Firestone people can play too. So all of the people, the investor, you think they're putting the money in Liberia, not knowing Liberian society? They don't know how Liberian people operate. They know all those things. So they're telling them, I'm speculating. They're saying to their people, your man, don't worry. Just sit down over there. You just sit down. The election time. The man made that announcement almost 6 years ago. That now the red reply, you don't worry, man. You don't worry. That now the red know Liberian will not be spectator in their own country. You don't worry. So the Firestone and the other people say, okay, you sit down. So they put it in the paper. You go apply. Oh, the criteria, they set it so high. They set it so high. They tell you, say, you come here, you speak English. That no go English, we're not taking you. You speak English like total English, we're not taking you. So you got to get there. What's your name? My name is Samson Toll. And what are you from? I'm from Town, and I'm here for this position. Okay, Mr. Toll, what can you do? I have a degree from LU. I also have a master's degree from LU. I am one of those managers. I've been managing. I've worked at a Liberian Port Authority before, and I've done so many work. Okay. So what are some of the things that you think this company is a wonderful, wonderful company, and I think this company is going to be successful, and I believe I have something that I can offer to this company perhaps that would make the company more successful. Now you got to tell, you go there. They say, well, I'm going to need something too. Where I want. That question, basically, come and ask me what they are. The president said, when I spectator here, I got master degree. Wrong you say, come and ask me the kind of question. Oh, Mr. To, you ain't hear the labor minister say you can't abuse her anymore. What wrong you said? What other question you got? Mr. To, we got no other question. You think you get job? Samson too, folks. Jesus. No, but on a very serious note, I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Even a president, we are on way. The next person coming in, they're going to have to continue with that process because you can't be walking, all the kind of place. You have to be specific and steady. Okay. So I think Honorable Charles Gacy coming up with that, from Labor Ministry, coming up with that kind of program, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I hope that they open it up. Let them be fair. Let them be fair. If the young people from Liberia are unable to get the job based on interview, so be it. So be it. But they might not do like where LU exam used to be like 40, 50 years ago. You go apply for an LU exam and your need Yabalo or your need to, and you get good grade, they change your need. and put Smith there. They change your name and put Amos there. They change your name and put George there. They change your they will not do it like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And one of the good things here, if you go for any of the interview at any of the investor company, first, they're not going to ask you to bring goat. They're not going to ask you to bring cow and things like that. They're going to. The stricter depends on what you're going to do. But then the interesting thing is this: the liberal. And you see that one thing I love about myself, the liberal. I'm on it again tonight. Folks, Mr. Josh, any of you, Sissy, any of you listening and you get access today, I've already sent the link out. So join me. This is what I like about myself. I finished talking good now for the government. Let me now put it on the other side. So the government of the Republic of Liberia is asking these people, man, yeah, I like their government. I finished pressing them now. Nobody shall come here tonight again. They say, oh, you always talking bad about our government. Nobody gonna say that to me. I finished pressing them. So the government of the Republic of Liberia telling the foreign investor the rule in this country is that people must be given position based on merit. The person must earn the position based on his capacity and his ability to work. To work. What Flomo, you come here with the native woman born so you business. I mean, that thing gone long time. Rawato who sing the song in that died. So long time ago. Please, you want to bring native woman born so you business. My brother sing that song, but forget it. We're done with that one. That native business. Yeah. No Congo, no native. We all the sing now. So let me go on. So the government, Charles Gibson, standing his ground legally, and he has all legal right. But when it comes to the government of the Republic of Liberia, then they say, oh, the other position here, I want $80,000 for you. The other position here, you gotta give me something. It has nothing to do with whether you're qualified or not. It has to do with what you got the money to give them. The same government here today that telling the investor, which I'm praising here, and I highly respect and praising them. They're telling the investor, you want people to come here to work foreigner? If you employ one foreigner, employ one Liberia. Give them fair shot. But when it comes to them, they're not telling you you qualify. They want money from you. So what exactly, who are we? What exactly are we doing? What are we doing? We're telling the foreigner to employ the Liberians, not because they got relatives in a place, but because they have the ability to perform. But here we are. When it comes to us, the government itself, to employ people to work for the government of the Republic of Liberia, as Liberians apply, they will pick and choose. Not only that, they will pick those who pay them the most. Those who pay the money the most. From what they play for me. Yeah, my man, that thing there, yeah, that thing over a long time. But that's what they do. So who are we? You got Liberian, qualified Liberian, intellectual, highly educated Liberian, young, they're not old like me. Oh. No, they're not old like me. Young Liberian, smart Liberian. You don't want to employ them. They're here in the United States and all over the world, making money now. Don't mind that now. They're making good living. They earn it. They're educated. But you're not calling them to come work for you at home because they are not related to you. You're not calling them to come and work because they're not paying you. But here you are, you're telling the investor, the foreign company, they must employ Liberians that have the ability to do the job. Terry is here again tonight to defend me and help me to educate. People, let me say again, the conservative, far right conservative, hip hop they play, he ain't got no internet there. the internet and I'm working. It rainy. It rainy. So I don't even I don't even say he's scared of me. The cartel not fitting with them. My cartel, even though I left it home, but it fitting with him. The rain in our place. No internet there. So he can't come on. That was I pack it one side. Amos George, this far central right. Let me tell you. No. You can't put one in my mouth. Let me tell you. They're scared of me. They're conservative, but they're scared of the liberal. The other PhD, Dr. Sawyer, Dr. Tipote, Dr. Formula, all of them combined in one young man. Very smart. He's scared of me. Then the Northern liberal, the Minnesota politician liberal, the smart guy we got. He can't come on. Why? Because the liberal is in control. Oh, I love it. The other person who can come on. What happened to IE number 9? But people, when was the last time you saw IE number 9 calling? He will not call again until Alfonso come back. You not see water cutter he called last night. Terry put in a place. You will not call again. You will not call tonight. You will not even come on. So you see this here, you can't. Terry is here. I don't have to say nothing. Terry is here. Let me bring this young man on. Let him try to educate us again tonight. Terry, good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening,
I think you're becoming a big star here now, and I really appreciate you. I want to thank you again for joining us tonight. I want to thank you very much. But on a very serious note, not that what I'm thanking you is not serious, you are taking your time to join me on a Liberian platform, Liberian Public Radio platform is very important. I want to thank you for that. But I've been saying something here. In the newspaper, the Liberian government have rejected giving out work permit to foreigners that are coming to work for Firestone, Estella Mattel, and other big company, foreign investor. Gibson, who is Labor Minister, Honorable Gibson, who is Labor Minister, saying he will not give them work permit for the foreigner to come and work. If they have a position open, they should put it in the paper, let Liberian apply for it. And if Liberians are qualified, let them be given the opportunity to work. Then I go on to say, President Weah, from the beginning, 6 years ago, told us Liberians will not be spectators in their own country. Almost 6 years later, they're ready to apply that now. Truly, and I really, really appreciate that. And I want to thank the president for that. But then I turn around again. I'm a liberal. I don't take one position. I go all over. So I came out. I say, okay, thank you, President Weah. You said that. But when it comes to Liberian getting employment with the government, they only employ people they know. It has nothing to do with qualification. They only employ people who will pay them. It has nothing to do with qualification. We got plenty of them. You say the foreigner might not work, Liberian must be given the opportunity first. I mean, not first, but be given the opportunity, which is good. Why can't you take that same idea to the Liberian government so that those who are qualified, you got many Liberian, qualified Liberian in the diaspora. They're getting paid, they're working, making good living, making money. Some of them might not even want to go home because they're making good money. They ain't got money where they're paying. Some of the people here, they weigh the money, the kind of money they make here, that's fine. But the opportunity is not there. And you got these young Liberians here, very young, smart, have educated themselves, work hard to get to a certain level. But when they go look for a job over there, it becomes who know your business. But they see government who know your business. They're telling the investor that in order for you to employ a foreigner here, Liberia must be giving opportunity. So I'm saying that the tabata didiba stuff they on there and not working with me. But anyhow, those are the two arguments. I got more, but those are the two arguments. But I want you to join me. What do you make of my point? First of all, thank you very much for joining. What's on your plate, and what do you make of my argument here tonight, Terry?
Well, I think you have a valid point there concerning the government trying to help Liberians, but the problem is it authentic? Is it authentic?
Mm.
Because like what you said, right? Liberia have a tendency of people applying for jobs and not getting it unless they play by the rules. Unless somebody have been taken advantage of. If it's a woman, she got to do certain things before she can get a job. If it's a man, you have to be related or you have to be a partisan, all kind of routine. So is it based on real qualifications or it is bias, But
Mm-hmm.
again, it is this is the political season.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect for the government to behave right. They are behaving to trying to behave right because they know very well that this is the political season. You don't want to get yourself involved into something that would damage your record right now. So
Mm-hmm.
so I I think it's something good. It sounds good, but whether if it is authentic, that is the main thing.
But let me
But
ask you this: why, if the company, because many of the companies that come to in Liberia that are working, that have a company in Liberia, I'm sure they're willing to play ball with Liberia. They know the Liberian corrupt behavior. They know all of those things. Why they decide, you know what? That politics, that election time, you might not do anything. After election, people will come begging up for help. They will come give up. They will come here to us. They will ask for money, so they will bring their own people. You might not worry. You might not worry. They will come begging for money and they will get a permit. Why, if they decide to play that kind of game or make
well,
the application process of attaining the job, make it so hard that many Liberians might not even be qualified? What are they going to do about that? What do you
they
think?
can't. We can't do anything because Liberia is a limp dog. We don't have the capacity to really deny foreigners from intruding into our business space, into our workspace. You know, boldly. We can't do that. We cannot do that boldly because we don't have the capacity to do it. So, like you
Mm,
said, the foreigners could stand up and say, you know what, we can resist. And who will be affected? Like the economy will be affected.
yeah.
The government will be affected. So, like the government does not have that ability. They don't. It's just a mirage.
Mm,
And I don't really want to give much credit to it because this is the political season. That reminds me about what Ellen did during one of her campaign strategy during the 2011 campaign was to release all the motorcyclists into the city because motorcyclists were restricted. They were restrained to the feeder roads in Monrovia City. They were not allowed to come in the main city.
right.
So what it did was they just left them. Even the marketeers that were selling down Waterside, they restrained the marketeers all during the 6 years of Ellen to some extent. But when 2011 campaign started, they released the people. So the motorcyclists were all in the street gallivanting. They felt like they were all right. The moment Ellen then won the election, they came strong down on the motorcyclists again. They restricted people from going in the street selling and all that. So this is the political season. This is the political season. So we expect that to happen, but they cannot. They I don't know if they really have the power to really crack down on foreigners. It's a very good thing because I think we need to do that. But also we got to consider our labor laws. What does the labor law say?
Right.
Is
No,
if what
the
the
man, he actually applied the labor law completely. I
yeah.
mean, there's no secret about it. He applied the labor law. I mean, that I gave him that. But my thing is, and before I do that, let me just welcome Imaya Boat. Boat, thank you very much for joining us all the way from where you are. Thank you very much, my brother, for joining us. We appreciate it. But the point here, Terry, he applied the labor law. But where were they? This is not the first time foreigner in his company have come to Liberia under this president. Why now? So I think many Liberians, they might use the opportunity. They might use the opportunity to say, okay, well, we'll go. We're not gonna say what a gunshot that killed the monkey. I got a monkey. That's what I want. I don't want to hear the gunshot or to see the gunshot. That's all they will say. But the issue is, if this company decide, oh, you know what, this is Liberia, we're all gonna play, and they start taking different route, then what? Then what? So it's a little bit interesting. Another thing that I saw in the paper also that, about 2 days or so ago, President Weah, Dr. Weah. Yeah, you got to say that. You got to do that. You got to do that. So he was on one of those newspapers, he said, he said that when they're successful in obtaining their request for additional 6 years, students will get jobs. So where will you get the job from? Number one, wage is gonna go way up again. Second one, then interestingly today, the president own job. I mean, the president own I don't call it his own not company, but his project.
Yeah.
Project that he put up for people to work. They have not paid up the worker. So the worker sued them. They're suing the government because they have not paid them. You can't pay the people, then you say you're going to bring more students? Where the money coming from? Where the money coming from? But then, of course, that CDC, what is good with CDC? Putting their foot in their own mouth. They're very good at that. But not the president. No. Putting foot in the mouth. I don't bring that one around president. No. He's too big for me to say that. I say it to other CDC, but I can't say that to the president. President, when he made mistake, that I don't consider that putting foot in the mouth. That's a different issue. He's like the father of the nation. We got to respect him. But you can't pay the people. You don't get money to pay workers that have worked. They're done with the work. You can't pay them. But yet still, you saying that election, when they gave you the so when they gave you the job and you put it on, you employ them, what they will do to you? Nothing. But no, Terry, those are the things. What's on your plate? What's on your plate this evening? Thank you for helping me to fill this time because I'm out of town. I mean, I'm not in my own studio where I can do a lot of stuff here. But thank you for helping me. What's on your plate tonight that you think we need to discuss?
Well, yeah, just following your lead. Actually, there are a lot of things that are happening in the country, and all of that are, like what you actually saying here tonight. I believe this is the political season, and I think the president and the cabinet, they have a strategy to just create some kind of mirage that would seem, I hate to say, it is moving somewhere, but I doubt that it's going to be able to make an impact. Actually, yeah, I doubt it because this is the political season. You can get nothing good out of anybody right now until after.
I don't mean to interrupt. Mr. Joy, Central Right, don't be afraid of the liberal. All the liberal is trying to do is to see if you and Mr. So can come my liberal way. So please join us here and see if you're able to defend yourself tonight, or you're going to capitulate and join me and become a liberal. Please join us. Go ahead, Terry.
But my concern, because right now the whole thing about government really functioning will be very hard to really see the government functioning. It's going to be until after the elections. So my attention have to do with the campaign. I was looking at Mr. Cummings, the slow pace, the decline in his ability to
You think
mount
so?
up.
You think coming campaign is in a decline? Is that what you think?
Yeah, to my own analysis, from my observation, because I may be wrong. All right. Apparently, they got another approach
Because
because I was listening to one
I
of
saw
the.
this young lady. She was all over the Facebook today, all smiling. They I think former chief of staff. They and Avatoba, they were all over the place smiling today. So you think if those people are in a decline, you think they will be? Well, I mean, go ahead. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
maybe you onto something.
You see, camping is not about trying to delay because you already have delay already. But right, the campaign is supposed to be for 3 months. 3 months straight, you're supposed to keep the fire on. But you were delayed down to 2 months. Now the 2 months we are today is the 17th, tomorrow is the 18th. I think I heard that they're going to be starting officially the campaign on the 18th. All right. But right now, there's only two names in the country that everybody is talking about. Two major guys. And we have seen Tewon Gonglo. To be honest, I really admire Tewon Gonglo today. I saw a video with him on the mic, and he was going about and he blowing his campaign horn, you know. But everybody else, Dr. Moluba is out there. Everybody else is doing something, unless Mr. Cummings. All right. And we've seen Musa Belete on the far, we see him dressing far off a little bit. We are not seeing him really coming in closer like the way he started. We are not seeing the momentum from his end. You know, so to me, I think there is a decline, and that is I may be wrong. In my opinion, I don't think it sent a right message to, you know, to people out there concerning what his ambitions really are for the country. All right. We're hearing in gossip that they are waiting for some money and, you know, to kick off. But in my mind,
Terry. That guy said we're here on LPR.
well,
That
that's what
guy
I'm
said
telling
we're
you now.
here on
If
LPR,
we
Terry.
decide if we decide to follow the gossip, then it means that they're waiting for something to come before they kick off. But in my opinion, the day the campaign started, you're supposed to be doing something. You're supposed to doing something. So if you're not doing something and waiting until this late day, it to me it's a decline. It dropped your momentum. Even if you're coming up now, the message of other political parties have already gone. They already gone. They already in the middle of what they're doing. All right. So you coming up now. You're starting from maybe from the 20th. You just got a few more days to go on. So I really don't know the strategy, what they plan to do and how they plan to do it. But I think they are dropping in, you know, they are declining instead of going up.
Okay. All right. Again, folks, Samson Tour under his element. Last show for the week, and we will be back on Tuesday. That's for sure. But let me ask you this. Let's go around the room here. Let's go with you already give us an assessment. Your own, is this subjective or objective?
Well, this is objective.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let me ask you then. Let's go. You already giving us an assessment of Honorable Kumi and a little bit with Councillor Gangler. Let's go with CDC. Where do you see them now? I mean, in terms of progressive, where are they? Are they heading towards the goalposts, or you think they are being challenged in the midfield right now?
Well, I think you see, CDC is a strategic. They believe in. I'm sorry to say this, but they believe in some very clandestine
My
or
goodness, we're talking about
clandestine
an
strategy.
election, and you're bringing CIA issue here.
That why I tell you that they believe in some serious clandestine strategies that are workable for them. I must admit, CDC have done two major things. They have employed two major strategies that is working for them. And I must give it to them, to be honest. In as much as I support JMB, we can only hope that the ball fall in our, that we make that basket. But CDC have managed to weaken one of JMB supporters, which his voice could have been a serious contention for the CDC. The CDC do not like to hear his voice. His voice troubles them, and that is Costa. They have managed to silence him. They have managed to silence him, to get him out of the game completely, which is which to me is a clandestine strategy, but it's working. You understand? It's working. Secondly, CDC have managed to silence one of the opposition major radio stations that have been following the agenda of the opposition in recent times vehemently, especially in favor of Ambassador Joseph Yema Boyka. And that is the Spoon Talk. All right? Today, Spoon Talk is dragging. They are dragging them. They are dragging them. And they're using the code system. So as a result, it's very hard for you to detect that they are the one behind it. That's why I said clandestine. And it is working. And we see Ambassador, we are moving now in the most populated county, the most vote-rich county in Tuwaling, and everywhere he goes, he's using his popularity to gain momentum. And he's selling his message to the people, to the mindset of certain class of people, by telling them, say, oh, say, when he raised that battle cry, they respond. The spirit, the momentum come back into them. You can't overlook those kind of small things. Those kind of small things. There is something he said. Today I listened to, he said, the people, the mansion, for all the time the mansion got burned, the people didn't face it. He was appealing to a certain mindset of Liberians that is in majority. CDC, like you always say, we think they don't know what they're doing, but they're very smart. So, he said something. He said that the fire was in the mansion. And then the people, for all the time, they didn't face the mansion. We have faced the place now. We inside. They say the one. They're not coming to move off on there. I thought to me that was something very, very funny, but it appealed to a certain group of people that I think he was targeting. And then from there, shortly, he raised a battle cry, and the people, the cry arose. And I thought that was something, yeah. So in my objective, not a subjective, but in my objective opinion, I think that the CDC is on course for now.
Terry, let me just say this again, and I don't mean to say that I'm the best, but I've always, I think I've been following politics business for a very long time. Yeah. And I think about maybe a little bit over a month ago, I made a statement on this platform that if the opposition believe that President Weah, the young man that I play football, I used to, and to play football at that level, your mind, the intellect level, President Weah, to be honest with you, people say, oh, he thought he's that. But if they have gone into really examining his mind, and place it along with those with PhD, without any title, you will find that his level of thinking, the level, the young man, it's pretty much the same way the PhD people think. The guy used to play, first of all, you see, when I say anything, then they say, oh, you honor cover sedition. I don't care. But I want to be truthful. This man went to Europe. The first article about him that I read came from him, about him, but was being narrated by Arsenal former coach, Asigan. The guy said, this young man used to wake me up in the morning for us to go train. And while we're running, he's asking me technical questions about the game. So by the time we get back for him to go practice, every answer that I gave him, what I think he needed to do, those things has been perfected on the football field by him while he's practicing. President Weah, if you watch most of his video, and these are things, and people say, "Oh, President, that not football business." The people, you don't know. I know. I you know, as much as I want him to be defeated, but I know. So when you watch his game, most of the goals he will score. So, for example, the header or the ball across, and he will do some scissor kick and what have you. He times the guy. He looks at the guy who's going to cross the ball. He watched the step, the ball in front of him. They counting the step the guy taking, and he knew what foot he's going to use. So he's counting the step. By the time he counts the step that the guy going to cross the ball, President Weah is already there. He split second, he's there. He never get called many times being outside. That's smart.
Yeah.
That's not something you do easily. So when he came to politics, there was an incident. Moruba told us this. When the sedition decided to choose what's his name, Totman over him, he said, President Weah cries. He said, you're going to pick somebody else over me. It's unfair, but I will show you. The only thing that I know that is bad, that I've been hearing all since President Weah was in Europe, was that he's very vindictive. He don't forgive easily. Number one. But when he brought this talent from football, he brought it in to the political arena. And that's what I keep saying this. All of the Igbo people, Terry, if all of them has put themselves below Liberia and put Liberia first and gather around this young man and say, you go beg the people for money. You saw just quite recently, he was somewhere, I think, in Israel. He went to Israel. All the people that were around him, that was gathering around him, what age were they? About your age group. Some people that saw him playing when they were young and they used to love AC Milan. But they are much older now. So those are the people that were coming around because they remember him.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw when he was in Israel, and not they were welcoming president from the Republic. Please, they care for Liberia, but they wanted to see the George Weah guy again. So I thought these smart boat people, they were going to recognize that and say, let's work with him and fix this country. President Weah, if these people had to come to, then somebody asked here yesterday, my brother, was he willing to work with the people? If the people avail themselves to him and show him how through him this country can be uplifted, I'm sure you are going to be willing to do that. No, he's going to resist. Like you yourself say that he like to give comment. He will give comment. Doe did the same thing. When Doe came to power, who were around him? All of the PhD like bro were around him. He started giving comment. I know these stories because I know. Okay? So, but the fact that they let him, he said, just go. Do what we don't want. You don't know, but we don't want to be bothered. That was a mistake. Now, look at the statement you just made here today. President Weah knew exactly when he was in that among that audience what to say.
Yeah.
What to say to those people. What he was saying there, that's the language people in the street.
Yes.
Nyanabo, they struggle hard. They feel, if you see, the man is smart. They finished building their straw. They went home, brought their hammer and hammer stuff, all the nail and stuff, so they can put their clothes on it. The next day, the government said, "Who put it out? Man, clean the team, man." So when he came to them and said, "I finished facing the mansion, they want to kick me out." They're coming out, they want to, you know what they're thinking? They're not even thinking about mansion.
Yes.
And they're not, you see, this is smart.
Yes.
They're not even thinking that the same government that were kicking them out. They're
Yes.
thinking, oh, he's one of the people want to kick him out. No, this is bad. They did the same thing to us.
Yeah, he's appealing to the sympathy.
Exactly.
And that is what you want to do in this kind of political system.
Exactly. And so we will say and push our rescue 1, rescue 2. I will push it. But I will be truthful. I will be truthful. Because now, in order for Ambassador Bakai, what they're not doing for me, maybe they're doing it, but I have not seen it. Ambassador Bakai is not pushing back. So don't run away from your experience. The people say you're stealing, say, okay, you show me. You come and tell these people, put me there. Put me there. I'm putting number of you. You man, rush me. That I'm not in the studio today. So to NEPA that not real liberal, that a false liberal. Okay. He said, Ambassador Baka should say, you put me there. I know what happened in this country. I got the experience. Any people can be telling you, say, I got 47 years. You put me there. Let me show you what the 47 years that I've done in this government, what I can do with. You can't, you're the young man here, you're brought in because we all love him. He put like, bro, you praise him. Why are you telling them? We all love him. But what has he done for you? When it's raining, some of you can't move. You put me there. And let me show you. I got the experience. I can bring people together to reconcile. We have issue here. And he started telling the people things. Ambassador Baka go and map you. He starts speaking big book. Yeah. And sometimes he can get to me. He get there, he starts, and he can speak. He speak well. But they're not the time yet.
Right.
Right now, that the time to speak market women English. When you get there, then you can bring the book up. You're going to talk, Costa and Henry. The only thing I can tell you, who listening to you, that kind of thing. You know? So if we're not careful, President, we are going to flock us. I'm not playing around. I'm not playing around. Because look what he has done. When was the last time, since the serial campaign started, when was the last time you saw the Jefferson Kochi and no people there going for serial campaign? They want to go places to make noise. When was the last time you saw the vice president going for serious campaign? President Weah is out there now. He's out there now. And I've been saying this thing, and the people refuse to listen to me. The man will use his popularity. He got no leadership ability. But he's popular. The first time he ran, the popularity alone ran his campaign. He has nothing, he ain't doing much. But now, not only is he popular, but now he's showing his face. Whenever he goes anywhere, the people that come around him, they're coming for two things. First, that Opon. I want to see Opon. They're coming to see Opon. They aren't coming for your political business.
No.
Second, they come with their uncle, their father, who saw Opon playing with a hand. Then when they ask, they kind of bought it. They don't talk about politics, they talk soccer. But when I used to tell people, then they were not listening to me. So anyway, we're here. But let me find out from you now. Okay, I whatever you say, we here. We will be all kind of October. That's fine with me. I'll be happy. I want him out myself, but I will be truthful with you, my people. So Terry, let's hear from you now. What you think is going on with Ambassador Bakai?
Well, like I said, Ambassador Bakai has one weakness, from my opinion. He's slow in his response. CDC is not waiting for you. like you said, right? President Weah is playing the game like he playing soccer. All right. In the soccer game, like I use the word contestant, in the soccer game, sometimes your defender can take certain men out of the game. They make sure they go for the boom, the crazy boom. They rub that ankle very well. Their stretcher they will lay you on.
Yeah.
So what the CDC have managed to do is to take your midfielder that directs the ball, which is Henry Costa, from the midfield, silence him. Once his voice is not in the ears of the Liberian people, we can sail. All right, we got Eugene Fagon, he's good, but he's in America. All right, he's doing all that he can do. But they cut the supply. Spoon talk, the radios. You cannot reach to certain place. You're not reaching. The voice is not reaching. All right. So also, so if Spoon talk maybe was like the number 9, the defender have already taken the number 9 and your number 6, the midfielder. The two of them are out of the tournament. So you only left now with a team without that much attacking force. And
I don't mean to interrupt. Since we're in the soccer stuff here, let me just give you one example, then you can continue, please.
Yeah.
There's a video where President Weah took the ball from the back line. I think many Liberians have seen it.
Yeah,
you saw that video. He took it from the back line and scored. You know what? That's how he considered the opposition right now. He's in his, I'm serious. Anytime when that man go to speak, he's in that mindset like he's on the football field. Like he's on the football field. And so once he's in that mindset, next time when you watch him getting ready to look the way he look at the people, he don't look at them like a politician and stuff. He look at them like this, eyes this way. Like, look, Terry, if you as much I have watched this man video even before he said he want to be president, because I used to use his video to teach soccer when I was coaching high school in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah,
I used to use. There are two of them that I was using, him and JJ Okacha. If you watch those people play, and if you understand football, you will understand it. We are never. First thing, he's too tall, he's big, and when the defender look at him, they scared. And not only that,
and
he got speed. He's fast.
Yeah, he got speed.
So what he used to do is look at the defender. And myself, I used to do this in him from total. Look at the defender. We're going to timeline here. So what he would do, he look at the defender. He's okay. You think you can run? He push the ball. Let's see who will catch it first. So by the time the defender, I'm in trouble. Oh, my people have been making tonight. Why are you coming here for now? Hey, man. What people, all I said before about the people scared of me and think that I'm talking about myself, that's somebody else. So let me bring it on. The one you're not scared of me. Let me bring it on. Sissy just joined us, folks.
Sissy.
Yeah. Good evening, Sissy. Thank you. I'm not too far from you.
You keep saying you will call me. You didn't call, so I figured I might come on Facebook and let people know you call me here. Terry, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Sissy?
So let me finish this, Sissy, then I'll bring you in. So when he did that to the opposition, to the defender, 2 or 3 times, people, before you look, they don't. Most of the time they try to hold him. They can't make it. He's too big, too fast, and too strong. It's the same kinds of methodology that he's using with this opposition. They can't make it with him. The only way you're gonna make it with President we are right now at this stage, if our Ambassador Baka, Namibia beer you rubbing enough from you.
The man won't cut your whole show off.
What's the guy near again? Namibia, some guy over there in Namibia is a politician. But anyway, as I was driving through sometime, I saw the picture of I-94 look just like you. The only thing he did was have a gagu on, but bald hair, beard, everything. But so anyhow, that's what I'm saying. If I were Ambassador Baka, I would not hide from the for the 2 year, what have he done in government? I will make that my point. So,
Yeah.
Terry, I just things are a little bit difficult
So
here.
I was trying to
Let
learn.
me bring in Sissy.
Yeah, I was trying to learn before Sissy coming. What I think Ambassador Boyka, I expected him to have done, all right, when Mr. President Weah came up with that story about Joseph the Sleeper, Joseph the Dreamer, we expected him to react, to say something to that his own supporter would chew on to go against President Weah with, all right, because you're in a battle. This is a fight, all right, but he didn't say anything. He went cool. I thought that was lame. You're in a political season. When your opponent come at you, and that's what CDC can do. If you look at CDC strategy, most of the music that Ambassador Boyka people can sing, they can turn it around. They can come and turn it around. So as a result, many of them can drop the music because politics is propaganda. You have to know how to use your propaganda mechanism very well. And I think the CDC, they know how to play dirty politics. They're good at that. So you have to respond. You have to always retaliate. You have to respond. And I think Costa understood them because Costa knew exactly where to hit them. He knew exactly how to come out against them. So they said, you know what? We'll take the man from the Mayfield. When we get him out of the Mayfield, let's see how they will play. And that is what's happening right now.
Thank you. Sissy, before you come in, let me just say something to Gallo here. Gallo, this is Samson Toll, Bloku, the liberal progressive. I'm older than you. You got to show some respect. This is a public forum. You have the right to write what you want, but the fact that I know who you are, I expect respect from you. Don't talk to me like that again. Quiet, Sissy. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Well, how about Tabata and Terry? A brilliant idea. What do you make of it?
I thought I was coming to an inaugural party tonight for the Union Party. That's why it looks like. It's like I was surprised. I didn't see. I kept checking on the list to see if your names on the list, but I didn't see it. So I said, "Well, these two people." Yeah. No, but look, I think Terry struck a point that I want to elevate, and then there's some other things he said. I don't think but on the issue of allowing the CDC to define people. The Unity Party allowed that. We were on the show so many times, Mr. Toh, I've told you how the ANC even allowed that. And so when you wait for too long for your opponent to define you and you don't push back to change the narrative, that thing sticks.
Right.
It sticks. Sleepy Joe Boakai has been the longest thing for a long time. The Unity Party communication team never did a concerted work to push back on that. Nothing. It stuck. And then when Joe Boakai made a speech about, yes, there has been some lapses. Yes, in government, people make, there are some things you look back at and you look for, could we have done things better? Yeah, some things were squandered. And they allowed the CDC and some elements in the ANC to use that and call him a squanderer and took it out of context. And the Unity Party, again, the entire communication team did not push back on that. So that stuck, right? When he gave the analogy of you don't buy a race car and keep it in the garage. As in, you don't keep your best player on the bench. CR7 was never put on the bench. Messi was never put on the bench. You don't take your best player and put him on the bench. But instead of using the football analogy, he used a race car analogy. Again, people throwing that around and say, "Oh, the man said you were parking in the garage." The Unity Party was called flat-footed again. They didn't push back. They didn't change that, and so that stuck. And the same thing happened with Cummings, right? When people started, when this whole, and I hate to say this, I apologize, Mr. Cummings, and I apologize to every decent person. When people brought this thing out about his lifestyle, it was taken out of context.
Right.
If you listen to the entire video, he was talking about he has struggled with that lifestyle, those people who live that lifestyle. He has struggled because he worked for Coca-Cola, a Fortune 500 company that has to deal with American laws, that you cannot discriminate against against people because of their sexuality, and you have to allow people regardless of their sexuality. And he comes from almost like a conservative Christian background in Liberia, where that is frowned upon, and so he struggled with that. With how do I deal with these with people, knowing that A, on the other side, this is my upbringing, but B, this is what I have to do in corporate America. That was the struggle he was speaking about. ANC was caught flat-footed. They didn't push back.
And they haven't even pushed back on that.
They haven't pushed back, and that's stuck, right? And when he started to work out, and he used to videotape those workouts, trying to show a different lifestyle for people to live longer in Liberia, to take care of themselves, self-health, and self-health is self-worth. And people started calling him baby police because you are growing some muscles, which is good, right? Instead of the ANC pushing with that.
This is a
Yeah, but that's
You know what I'm trying to say, right? Instead of the ANC pushing with that, what happened? They abandoned it.
Right.
They abandoned it. But the name still stuck. And they didn't push back. And I think those were the biggest mistakes that I look at. And that is why, for us in the Gonglo movement, we learned that from the beginning stages. When we started using the broom to sweep, we said people would say a lot of nonsense. And from the beginning, people were saying that, yeah, man, just pass here, hold it, sweep it, hold it. We're gonna get broom, hold it. You better go on outside. Yeah, we kept it going. We kept it going.
And whenever they is being engaged intellectually, you came back with them.
We had a conversation, the intellectual conversation, which pushed back, right? Because we didn't want people to define him other than the definition we were putting out there, which is the truth.
Right.
And I think to a greater extent, I agree with you that the Unity Party allowed a lot of these things to happen. And now trying to fight back against those things, it's like you're spending your wheels on things right now that you can't change. Just let it be and just move on to something else.
Right.
On the piece about engaging the CDC when they go low and you go low, I don't think that's worked for the CDC. How low didn't they go against DeLong and DeLong beat them 2 times? How low didn't they go against other people to the extent that the CDC in the last elections did not even few candidates in many places? So I think the Liberian people are beginning to learn that saying something nasty about the other person without actually telling us what you're going to do for us, we're not listening to that no more. We listen to the music, we dance, but I'm not buying that. So I think that to that extent, I think the old man Bwaka not coming up to go tit for tat every time somebody goes low for him to go low. I don't even think that befits him, because again, remember the understanding we have of the of Ambassador Bwaka is an elderly statesman. So for him to be going water would be completely opposite and contrary to who, the mind, the vision that we have of who he is. So I think that's a good strategy, that he doesn't have to go quarter, but he has to explain the issues. And I think one of the things that's suffering you, and I will say this right here, I've been saying every time, you can't claim the positives for the Ellen era and not claim the negatives for the Ellen era. And you can say that you don't agree with Ellen when you have not explained how you differ with Ellen. Like at some point in time, all these people they announced, I'm hoping somebody will come out and say, on the economy, here is where we agree with the Ellen-led Unity Party, and here is what we learned, and this is why we're pivoting this way with the Bwaka-led Unity Party. On security, here's what we did in the Ellen-led Unity Party, because at the time we were coming in, knew we had to do this, and this. We've learned that we need to pivot a little bit, and we are going to continue with the Ellen-led Unity Party government security ideologies. But to this day, we haven't heard that. And so that's why people keep defining the Unity Party and linking them back to when things are bad to Ellen, and when things are good, they take it back from the Oben and say, oh, Danahin did it, Ellen did it. So I think the communication things for both Omen Bwaka and the esteemed Alexander Benedict Cummings have not done them good enough work. You are muted, Libra.
Of course. The way President Weah, let me ask you this: the way President Weah is now campaigning, as Terry just point out here, where he's now speaking and put himself in an element of say, "I am with the people." How do you actually, if you were in the Unity Party, because those are the people now that I think every Liberian is
I
talking
knew are
about.
now on the list though.
Yeah, okay. So how what are some of the things you think Unity Party perhaps would be the best way, would have been the best way to counter those type of argument where he said the people burn the executive mansion, I finished building, I'm just paraphrasing, I finished building it, they want to kick me out now. How do you make that not get stuck in the mind of the young people who themselves, the same government that President Weah is leading on several occasions have broken their market straw and kicked them out. So now they without, I'm suggesting that without them associating President Weah with the same government, they say, oh, he's a victim just like us. So now their mindset is driven towards President Weah. How will you if you were in that camp? What are some of the things you would do to actually push back on that?
You actually want me to give a strategy or be on the side of the football game between New Rogues FC and Old Road FCs? I don't I really don't want to have any part to play in that. But here is the I think, and again, here is the thing. I'm hoping Eugene Fagon and everybody else that are on that media team, including Jeremiah McPia, and these are very smart intellectual people who understand how to speak, and are far be it from me to give them advices. But to the extent they listen to me, I think this is where you start to have a civic education of the people. You don't go out and call President Weah out. You don't do that. Look, you just say, where does the money come from? Who authorizes the use of money in Liberian government? The legislature holds the purse strings of the government. And the ambassador, now president, was once a senator. So was he allocating money for the mansion, knowing that it was not being used for the mansion and he did not hold anybody accountable? Is he telling us that he's okay with people spending Liberian people money lavishly without holding them accountable? So you gotta bring those back. It's the same thing I heard my brother Keto call yesterday, and I like how Terry got back on him when he said Ambassador Boakai work for a government that is the most corrupt. Because for my brothers in the CDC, the use of the superlative is so they are the absolute. It is the best since 1821, or is the worst since 1820. But just like Imam Bouakai served in a government that was the most corrupt. Yet, you are the one running the government. You went after Brani Samukai and you convicted him. So why you can't go after Joe Bouakai and convict him? Matter of fact, Ellen sitting down right there. In fact, Eugene Nangbe right down there, they're not far away from you. Natana Makena was assistant minister, deputy minister, they're right there. Why you can't order all those people for the Ellington? So I think the argument about going back with who is the most role, who is the new role, or who is responsible for old Zogo, who not get talk about new Zogos, I think the Unity Party will be served right by not going deep in the border. The president, let me tell you something. There are certain things you can't take for President Weah. There are certain things only President Weah can do, and nobody else can do. Only President Weah can walk in swampy water with shoes and not with a rain boot, and the Liberian people look at it as, yes, that's good. If a Cummins tried that, it will fail. If a Joe Bucket tries that, it will fail. If even my guy Tier 1 tries that, it will fail. There are certain things that only work for certain people. George Weah is the only man, well, next to Tier 1 2 now, that can go to a Lapabido and eat in a Lapabido. And it will be a good campaign thing. Cummins will not fit well into their situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think what these people have to do is to be able to understand that you can't go into a place that doesn't fit you. You have to find your own niche, and you have to do that. And George Weah, love him or hate him, people think the CDC is not smart, but I think they have some really bright minds in there. Do you think that George Weah, the president of the Republic of Liberia, could not bring rain boots for him? You think in that car that he was in didn't have rain boots? There were people standing next to him. There was a lady next to him with rain boots on her foot. The president walked in there for a reason. The point was to tell the Lebron people, I'm with you. Now everybody can afford rain boot.
Let it rain be me. Let it rain be me.
And walk right in the water here and walking right in the water with you. That was the strategy.
Yeah. People, in a ring.
You saw the other one. The president didn't have one raincoat. The rain is beating him.
Yeah.
There's no people around him with raincoat. He's standing there in the rain. Say, "Oh, the president can't even wear raincoat. Why the whole president can't wear raincoat?" But you know the common man on the street. What the president was saying, "My man, like you. You know how when you're rough, your T-shirt, you're trying to get your late face in the money. You didn't get your coach out money. You go and buy a raincoat. You're not buying a raincoat. The president standing, get at me, or you're in the rain, get at me." That is the point.
And then when the president leave, he going to a jacuzzi.
In fact, before they get in the castle of Egypt, I should throw all that thing away. But it's a strategy. I keep telling people, don't sleep on George Weah. He might not be the most articulate person, but he's an excellent communicator. And there's a
He's
difference.
very smart.
There is a big difference between communicating and being very articulate.
All right, let me go ahead and open the line. And then callers, there's the caller that I've been calling here. I will call him back right away. But folks, give me a call here. Samson to LeBron Public Radio. Yeah, okay. And I've been joined by Terry and Cece here tonight. I appreciate. I'm out of my element, of course. I'm never in my element anyway. So, but let me call this caller here, and let me call him right back here. He's been calling. So let's see how what. Huh?
Thanks for calling the Atlanta Edge.
What? Oh, my man, I tried calling you, but you're not answering.
You say Atlanta Air Force?
No. But anyway, he will call me. Okay, folks, give us a call. Okay, he's yeah, can't CDC.
Yeah, can't get on. I know Keto can be called, but I'm calling him. You call.
Kacha, good evening. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. Good evening, guys.
Okay, go ahead. They can hear you.
Yeah. You know,
Can you hold on? Can you hold on 1 minute, Kacha, please? Let me take this guy. I'll put you on hold, please. The guy been calling. Let me just merge him. Then I'll take him. Go ahead. Hello, are you there? Hello? Hello? Why you get her again? Okay. Let me call him back. Because he's been calling the most. Let me.
Okay. Maybe he's trying to call right back.
Yeah.
So you got to give
Hello?
him a chance.
Hello, are you with me? Hello?
yeah, hello?
Yeah. What's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Yeah, Mr. Toe, how you going? This is Aaron Paul. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
The IE number 9 running around calling.
Atlanta, Georgia. I'm calling you from work.
The IE number 9, you in the US, you in the army now. You scare me.
No. I'm calling you from Atlanta, Ashwood.
I thought they said army. We were getting ready to shut our program down.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the city.
Okay, all right. Okay, Hero brother, go ahead, Chief, go ahead.
So let me appreciate you, tonight for few things, for mentioning few things about President Weah, which I agree with real greatly. And let me say this: the kumbaya that you and Terry on the platform, I like it. I watch you every night. I just don't call. I watch you every night. It's just that I don't call.
Okay.
But anyway, let's get to serious business. So, the last time I was on the platform, I told you and Terry that President Weah belongs to the masses. Okay? President Weah is a grassroots. President Weah will go on the beach and defecate on the beach with people in West Point. Cummings cannot do that.
You say what you were doing on the beach?
Man, the president will not do that one, man.
The president will not come tell you our beach. I beg you.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. No, I'm just saying. No, Mr. Toe.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to break it down the simplest way possible. Okay? Like Samson was talking about the president walking in the mud. That's easy thing for President Weah. That's something that he did all his life, all through his life. So it's easy for him to do it. Okay? The man can relate to the common, like the most common Liberian in the land. That's the message right there. That's the message right there. Joseph Walker will not last 1 hour in the ring. I've been telling you. 1 hour he will not last in the ring. Okay? So, I listened to Terry talking about, the president closed down school, the president, the CDC went and got Costa. Did he not see where Costa came from? Why Costa left the United Party? Did Terry not see it?
Okay.
He didn't see that? But now he's blaming the CDC? Denton Waterspoon is accused for defamation of character, okay? On somebody, a private citizen. And now you're saying that the government closed Denton Waterspoon station down? Denton Waterspoon not supposed to even be on the airway. That's the first thing. He's not supposed to be on the airway. He's polluting the airway. Nothing he says on his platform is true. And if the UP think that Eugene Sagon is a good propaganda person for them, I'm sorry for them.
Okay.
Because we got countless of tapes of Sagon criticizing the same Joseph Walker that he's supporting. I can go down the list of things that President Weah can relate to the most common Liberian way that none of the candidates in the race can do. And that's why the people want to vote him on the first ballot.
Okay.
That's why the people want to vote him on the first ballot. Y'all will see it, and y'all will be surprised. And I'm telling you, I will call that Public Radio that day. I hope y'all give me a whole hour after October 10th. I hope y'all give me a whole hour to call on the radio and celebrate my victory. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let me bring in the other half of your partner. Let me bring him in. I tell you. Let me bring the other half of CDC half. Let me call him. I hope you will answer. Are you there? Huh?
Yeah, Mr. K, I'm here.
Okay. Your other half finished talking now. What you got to say? Go ahead.
Patiently enjoying myself listening to you guys. Just playing my favorite song over and again. Look, I enjoyed the show tonight. Because we came down the same route. We told the people, we told all you surrogates from the opposition exactly who this president is, how this election gonna go, how the campaign is going. And people go, oh no, and Terry, like my brother Terry in the corner sitting there saying, oh, the president.
Why you gotta put Terry in the corner? How you know in the corner? He on TV, then he said in the corner. Go ahead. CDC.
How the president's struggling and this, that, I don't want to. Everything I said it better. This president is just who he is. He's a person. He's a down-to-earth person. Josiah is not pretending. He's not making up for the people to like him. He is who he is. Josiah is a humble human being, regardless of his status, whether he was Ballon d'Or at the time he was Ballon d'Or or now that he's president. Unlike some other people who God will elevate and then they will look at the friends from the bottom part and step on their nose. Joshua will go to the bottom left pit and pick out his friends from the bottom left pit and bring them up with him. He did it countless of times. He does not shy away from his origin. He goes back again and again. That's why Denzel Washington said that this man, when evil men put guns in the hands of our people. How about that? People coming to disarm them, regardless of his status in the world at the time. He went back to Liberia, a country that was savage. I mean, was destroyed. The young people were killing each other. He went back again and again and again to give the people hope. That's the same Joshua we're talking about today.
Okay.
And let me tell you something about this election. Look, Mr. Tour, relax. Don't cut me off quick. You have almost 3 hours to your territory.
But why you can't join us? Why you can't join us?
Because I was driving. You know, you will not take me when I'm in the car driving. That's a good thing because you conduct road safety and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, so let me say something here, Mr. Tour. Even though my brother is in Liberia and you run the show today, I've been running the show for the last week and stuff like that, it does not give you any right to bring terror on every day and just terror. You know, David, all the time in the world to bash the CDC. No, look on.
Okay.
I hear my brother sister saying, when I say that CDC, you know, I mean, United Party was the most corrupt government in our history. Yes, we did not say. They said it themselves. They said it. The fact that we have not investigated them, the fact that we didn't audit them, they have their own audit that we were trying to implement. And we implemented it on certain other individual. Today, they have been convicted. The Granny Samuka. We did not convict him. It was in the report, the audit report. And he was found guilty. And everybody started finding out. Have we gone through everything?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Walter Carter. We appreciate it. Let me bring in. The young lady herself. Thank you, Carter. Appreciate it. Okay. Up your queen. How you doing, madam?
Hey, hi to Toy and hi to Sissy and my brother Terry in there. I want to say hi and thanks to you guys.
Thank you.
Job well done. Yeah. You know, I just want to tell my brother Keta and he have, as you can call it. I like that it always put it. Joshua is down to earth. Joshua is the people loving person. And, you know, all of the good adjective added or qualification added to Joshua. But what can that be, you know, contributed to help the Liberian people is what we are looking at. I would hear too, I love George Weah. But what will my love do for the Liberian people? This is what we are looking at. George Weah had been there, he had been a grassroots, and he cannot feel the very grassroots that he have for. He cannot create job for the grassroots. Okay? He's there, the kid in the grassroots. He can't do anything about it. We can carry on the list on and on. It is not just the name as grassroots. What can you do for your grassroots? The people live for them, like you guys were saying. That shoe is that very day. That shoe is you stay in the car. That's where I'm going and write down, you know, better things. Where are the grassroots sleeping? Where are they? What are they eating overnight? What their children are going through? It's what matters. It's not because how you love George Weah, and that's what we are talking about. When someone else talking, it's not that I hate George Weah or I don't care about him, but I care most about the Liberian people than he alone. And that is our concern. Okay? So that's why I just wanted to add to it. I don't want to take your time because you're going to knock me off. Thank you, Mr. Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate your call all the time. Thank you. All right, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Adam Element, of course. I'm here with Sissy and Terry. They're here with us here tonight, which I appreciate. Give us a call. We'll still have the number up there. But let me ask Terry. Terry, what do you make of the comments both from IE number 9, Walter Carter, and then our own sister, caught to as well.
Yeah, you see, one of the things the I number nine and you and I know some of the thing I number nine thought is Tabata. It's just Tabata, you know.
Many error problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you said,
But
yeah, no,
the
don't
IE number nine now has stick on him, so he get it now. So, you know, yeah, with all the kind of things he talk about. But for me, the place I was coming from, right, is the campaign mood right now. I'm talking about the campaign mood. But generally, I think what is really putting Ambassador Boycott ahead is the aspect of President Weah leadership that I've always been talking on this platform. But with the level of the campaign, the way President Weah is maximizing his time in the campaign and trying to revamp his momentum in the minds of the youth and other people, I think that our Ambassador Boycott is not ready fighting back the way he's supposed to. All right, from the campaign standpoint, like we all know that all of what President Weah is doing is he's trying to appeal to the people, sympathy for the people to feel sorry for him. That is what I mean by sympathy. You know, and he, to me, he's ready gaining grounds, especially in Montserrat County. I believe that Ambassador Boycott, like what Sissy said, we are kind of slow to respond to most things. But one of the reasons why the edge is given to Ambassador Boycott is simply because President Weah have performed poorly. And that is what the rescue mission is going to stand on. And that is what everybody is going to fight with. That is what is going to help the rescue mission to gain power. But when it comes to the campaign, when it comes to who is really campaigning and the campaign is trying to, rejuvenate the people, I think President Weah is on course. That from my perspective, I think he's from what I saw, I think he's on course.
Okay, let me take this caller here. That's one of our regular caller, Ambrose. He's on here. I'm sure he's going to disagree with Terry. Go ahead, Ambrose. What's on your mind?
Hi, Mr. Two. Hi, Sissy, and Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins is becoming my favorite guy now.
Yeah.
He said Joseph Parker is ahead. I can't believe he can say that, Terry. But I know you love the ambassador, you support him dearly. The ambassador has not yet cast half of campaign for one day, but you say he's ahead. So I think you're the one that believes that you have that 400,000 in the fall. That you're soon, October 10, you're going to get it for out of the fall, and just release it to the Liberian people. But this is what I wanted to ask you though. Okay, I disagree with everything I would say. If the executive mansion, they have been passing budget over budget, which I agree with you. The senator was supposed to question why that executive mansion never got repaired and what happened to the money. But you will agree that it is the current president, that fixed that executive mansion. It never took the amount of money that have been 12 years in the budget to repair that, to renovate that executive mansion. You will agree on that?
Okay, he said no. He's shaking his head.
So,
you can have conversation with him. He's listening.
I want to give him the chance to get done, but I would say no.
Okay.
Because the CDC government did not show us a turnover note that tells us.
All right. Okay. Hold on, Sissy. I'm sorry. I forgot that I don't have the ability tonight. Let him finish, and then he will take your answer off the air. Go ahead, Ambrose, so you can.
The next thing I wanted to say to Terry said everything about all the other candidates who have not yet officially started their campaigning, but he never said something about Joseph Parker, who have not yet gone on the campaign trail to help, announcing your campaign team. I don't think that's campaigning though.
Okay. All right. You said, Terry been saying a lot about his candidate here tonight. Some of the things that he disagree with, I think he just made that point again. But anyway, thank you, Ambrose. Sissy, if you take Sissy call off the air, but thank you and listen to us, and let Sissy answer your question. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Sissy, you heard. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the Unity Party government said that they have been doing incremental repair to the buildings over the years. And so the CDC, when they came and finished up, they did the finishing touches. So you can't say the people are not doing anything. And if you want to tell us, for us to believe you that they didn't do anything and you did it, then audit them. Audit them and show us that what they say is lie. Because if we go by what has been in the budget all along, they said they've been doing incremental repairs. And we know how long construction takes. Mr. So you and I know how long construction takes. So there's no way in the short time that George Weah came to power that they were able to deal with all of that fire damage and everything and rebuild that mansion. Absolutely not possible. So there must have been work done before the CDC government came to power. And again, I'm waiting to ICRO to say yes, they did everything. If they can just audit the last government to show that all the money they give them, were flat. And then the senator, George Weah from Muscle County, also has to account for why that money was flat. But I listened to and the other piece about the ambassador has not been on the trail. Again, I'm not on the list. I don't know why I keep defending these people. You ain't even put me on your list.
You're on the list already, my man. You know you're on the list.
At least you get my leg cash app. But here's what happened. Buakai has announced a campaign team. There's been a series of campaign activities going on. Announcing your campaign team is part of campaigning. Beyond that, you listen to these people. They told you that Ambassador Buakai will not be everywhere. He got surrogates to defend the country. How you call her? Rescue mother?
Rescue mother.
The senator, and I have a lot of respect for this lady, Nyombri Kanga Lawrence, has been a lot of places campaigning. So I think the CDC should not be talking about who's out there campaigning. And the other thing is, I don't even want Terry to sit here and say that in Muscle County, George Weah and the CDC are gaining ground. If you look at what has been happening, every time they go from district to district, you see the entourage that the president carries in the district. He's not going there by himself. They're taking crowd from District 9, going to District 10 along with the president. When the president's going to District 1, everybody goes to District 1. The same crowd that was in District 10 following the District 1, plus this entire security and all of the government minister, everybody go. That is not crowd. They did the same thing when Paulita Wee was running before her wig fell up and Dillon beat her. They were going around doing the same thing.
How do you know? Her wig fell up for real?
It was on Facebook. So
I never saw that.
Oh man, you went down.
I tell you. I don't mean to laugh about it, but
and they did the same thing when they opened the ATM in Muscle County. The president and in fact, along with Moluba Malu, in fact, Moluba Malu promised that if the long won, he was going to resign. We still remember that. People were still coming on this same platform, prognosticating how they were going to beat DeLong. It was not going to be easy to come in debt to DeLong. These same people didn't come out to tell us, say, sorry, you didn't hear today again here. So telling us that there is a one-round victory, which is statistically impossible. Statistically impossible. So if Aaron Pobla is telling us that we should get 1 hour on October 10th to come and celebrate, I tell him we're getting 3 hours. But you got to tell us if they don't win in 1-1, you should be able to donate money to charity in Liberia. Because
I hope so. I hope so too.
It's not mathing. Unless the same man that taught Samuel to the math where you took 27 million people out of poverty in the country of 5 million people, that the same math he's dealing with, then I agree with him.
Let me take Ambrose for the last time. Ambrose, go ahead. Make it short. Ambrose, are you with us? Oh, sorry, my fault. Go ahead.
Yes. Since it just said they don't beat the CDC in an election, but when he never factored in, they never won the election. The LP never went against CDC. It was the CPP. And if you
what is the difference? What is the difference?
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You get the ANC ANC, you got the Unity Party, you got the Liberty Party.
Oh, so now you guys have a hope now because they're divided now. So
No,
there's
let
a
you
hope.
finish. Let me get you on the backside to on the story. Just let you finish.
Okay.
It's unity in strength. And then, in 6 years from now, you know, will be coming back, and we'll see if you win.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Say quiet. Thank
So
you.
let me get in the
Thank you.
backside to hear on the story too. Now, say they want to say DeLon did this thing with this group that are no longer there. Remember when the coalition won, you had Prince Johnson and MDR. You no longer have that. Remember when the coalition won, you had Corruption King Kong from the former speaker. You no longer have that. So if you're trying to talk about DeLon not having the things he had, you two don't have two political parties that were part of you, and you don't have the full NPP anymore. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me go on. While Sissy is taking care of that one. Okay. So Sissy, I'm going to finish it up. So the fact here is that you don't have the people you say Unity Party used to have. They don't have anymore. The same thing here. So let me go to Terry. Terry, let me come to you. I think oh yeah, we're about ready to close anyway. But let me come to you. You heard the other colors, Ambrose and the rest of the people, and I think you've been reading here from Iran. I number nine, but Iran will call in. I think the I number nine only supposed to be between him and said, and I'm for the Liberian people for me and Iran. But anyway, so you heard what they said. What would be your response to those things as somebody who admire Ambassador Barker? Not that you're spokesperson for Ambassador Barker, but what would be your response to those things?
Like we have been saying, right? It's President we are full performance that is giving Ambassador Borga edge. Remember, Ambassador Borga have been sleeping in a little cocoon for the past years. But all of a sudden he arose. Now I was looking at Spoon Talk, or how you call the thing, or Spoon Talk. They were doing an opinion poll from counties to counties, and they went to Banga, they went to Nima. And when they went to Nima, I think somewhere there in Encyclopedia, even in Ganta, JMB won the little preliminary polls that they were doing by directly interacting with the people. It's on Facebook. And most of the people, they're crying that they want to go to school. Most of the people say they believe by voting for JMB, they will go to school, they will do that, they will do that. So President Weah have a serious deficit. Regardless the CPP, all the guys keep talking about, oh, Garrett didn't want because he had a CPP and blah, blah, blah. Right now, the reason why people are gravitating to Ambassador Boyka is because they feel within themselves that they made a mistake in 2017, that they should have carried Ambassador Boyka. Probably this would not have happened by all these kind of high level of corruption going on in the government and injustices all over the place, and nothing can be done. The only thing I'm saying tonight that caused us to be on this live like this for now, and Aaron then coming against us, like to say we have decided to decline our support for Ambassador Boyka, is from my belief, Ambassador Weah is gaining momentum in his campaign strategy. And I all like it. And the guy, like that guy stressed on, and Sister gave a very beautiful analysis that I was not even thinking about. All right. And I think I've been mentioning it sometime last night. You have the factor of Prince Johnson on the side of the UP. That is a huge boost. And if you go into Nima County, everybody is talking about Kevin Prince Johnson for senator. But we must understand that Prince Johnson has been a serious major contender against every in the two major elections in our country. He came, in fact, 2017, I think he came third place. Why? Because the Nevadans overwhelmingly voted for him, which is the second largest reach of vote counting. So if he is now going as senator and no more standard bearer, there's a possibility that Ambassador Boyka is ahead. Right? And that is just what it is. All right, you will talk for yourself. But however,
wait. The labor, you see how the United Party people me. I spend my time giving him.
He said he can talk for himself. Now he's telling you to talk for yourself now.
Taiwan Gongo is a fine character that I admire, to be honest with you. And I would really love for that puppet to be Chief Justice if Ambassador Boga win the election. Because I know he would do that, he would do his work perfectly with dignity and honesty. But to be honest with you, look, if Ambassador Boga were not in a race that are going to carry Taiwan Gongo, because I think that he have an impeccable character that need to be celebrated. But in my opinion, right, to be honest with you, President Weah were able to deal with the CPP as well. All right? From a long reach. You see, like what the Labour always say, President Weah is clever. The guy, he don't talk much, he don't speak BB book, but there are strategies that he have in his bag that when he release one, it's dangerous. All right? President Weah, there was some kind of way, I don't know how it happened, the CPP were destabilized. Some kind of way. Because I believe they saw that threat from a long distance. They saw that threat. But will it help them in
the
these
people
elections?
was truly frightened when Dillon beat them in the backyard. I think it was a very serious concern to those people. But yeah, okay.
And they start working. They start working from that time. They started working on the CPP. They were successful in breaking apart the CPP. Now, when you go on Facebook now, the opposition, they fighting among one another. ANC abusing one another. There is a clash.
Another opposition that you and your former girlfriend are making your flower. The opposition.
So I think that strategy was well played, and I want to believe, like Aaron said that. Terry said that the CDC didn't want to close down Spoon. Obviously, we all know that. What is happening to Spoon is against the law. The people gave a bond. Lawyers say he full hurting. Judge say he tea hurting. All those kind of things. You know that there is a big hand. That is what government do. But like I said from the beginning of this show, that CDC is good for clandestine strategy. But again, in a soccer game, the players can break the rule in order to eliminate a player from on the field. They will break the rule and rob that crazy boom. Once that player that is a threat is out of the game, then they gain advantage in the tournament. And all of these things is part of political strategies. All right? You can bend the rule, you can do some things sometimes to get your way through. I don't like it, I frown against it, but hey, you going against CDC, you gotta be prepared for all these kind of shenanigans.
Okay. Thank you, Terry. We'll come back to you for your closing. Go ahead. What were you going to say? You say
it's amazing how these people that want to keep playing table tennis with the Liberian people now serving love serve. Unity Party serve one. CDC Party serve back. Old rule serve one. New rule serve one. Ozogo. Look, we're tired with y'all. Look. 17 years of leadership in Liberia. The last 17 has been between these two political parties. If you were 2-year-old when Ellen came to power, the only people you have known to be president until you start to vote, or if you're 1-year-old, your first voting would be these two political parties. Yet none of them put in place, and they both have run the security apparatuses. So there are Unity Party people that were appointed in the security apparatus. There are CDC people that have been appointed in the political apparatus. They recruited people. They have been responsible for security in Liberia for the last 17 years to a larger extent. Yet they cannot even be politically tolerant to one another. Yet they want to come here and argue about somebody building a feeder road for somebody who, we started to dig a place for you can't put a quota there. This minimalism is what we're trying to lift our people out of. They can't, how about that time that when we're in the house and y'all still the money? Yeah, how about y'all now? And y'all still in this way too? We're tired with it by your fire over how about y'all? The CDC and the Unity Party just need to relax. Unity Party people ate their own money. If you didn't invest it well and you got broke, go live in your buffer. CDC people, y'all get your own money. Y'all hope y'all learn from Unity Party people, or else we'll be buying your houses in 5-6 years from now to y'all go live in buffer. The Liberian people are tired of people who just come to steal from them, who have been robbing them blind for the last 17 years and have put nothing in place. The president comes and say he's going to pay for tuition, and universities are going to be tuition free. And the Unity Party people say, oh, but that nonsense doesn't even make sense. The president said, but why didn't do it before my time? 17 years of argument. I think what serves the Unity Party and the CDC well is we have a Tier 1 Gonglo presidency, or an Azana Cummings presidency, or a Harry Monimba presidency, but we make sure that we build better seating at the Hatai shop for the CDC and the Unity Party to always be there arguing the tabata. Or we take them to the Palawa Hut at the Universal Library, they can still do the Abu Hussein.
I didn't fit. They didn't fit that one.
Eh?
They ain't fit in at LU. They ain't fit there.
But here's the sad part, though. On a serious note, here's the sad part. Did I hear my brother Aaron Pobler call here to fight for Aaron Costa tonight?
Right.
I wanted to make comment on that, but then I thought to myself, no, let me let.
I even forgot about that.
They left out. I swear, no. By the time this complete over, someone will not be able to keep track of who been where and what, who has been. You know, it's like the John Kerry thing. Remember, John Kerry was against before he was for, before he was against.
Yeah.
It's the same thing now. Like, what? I'm hearing Aaron Probler defending Aaron Costa.
Aaron Costa, yeah.
Yeah, still player, I'm begging you now. East finger, no, that pass, I can't take that pass there. No way. But
all right.
But
okay,
but
guys.
The last thing is I'm waiting for them. That been cussing us behind Prince Johnson. You saw the rolling duo tape?
Yeah.
I want for my brother Keta to call and defend the other tape. The man said Prince Johnson for now more wall a pregnant woman, he run away. You have been fighting for 14 years. The Maggie would think. The boy get at the first dollar his own.
Yeah.
They gave Prince Johnson over fighting pregnancy war. Now more he run away. You will be there for 14 years. So I really want my brother Keta Aaron Problem to come and defend our piece. But
he said he got connection with President Wiado.
Yeah, but he said you have to know that you man, but remember no MPP ticket. They're part of the MPP that with the CDC.
Right.
The ticket you're running on. But on a serious note, 25th of this month, our vice standard bearer, Dr. Ure Emmanuel Yakpawolo, is going to be in Minnesota. We're doing a fundraiser. We'll be reaching out to all of you. Come and interact, man. Come listen to intellectual exchanges.
You're going to bring him on. You're going to bring him on LPR.
We'll try to bring him on LPR. We're making it as available as we can. This is why other people doing the tabata. We're bringing our people.
When you bring it on, you're gonna moderate, or somebody else gonna?
No. I'm comfortable enough with my guy to let somebody else moderate it. I don't even have to be on the show that day. You know, but I'm still waiting for Unity Party to bring their own vice standard bearer. I'm waiting for my people then from Atlanta to bring their own. You know, we're bringing our own first to just expose him out.
It was just not coming here again, so I don't know if you want to bring somebody, but we'll see. Okay, let me go to Terry. Terry, what will be your closing so we can get this?
Yeah, you see, like Aaron said something about Eugene Fagon and all of that, talking about how Eugene Fagon have a lot of they got a lot of information on him, blah, blah, blah. Eugene Fagon is a Liberian citizen who have the right to choose which side he want to be on at a certain political season. Number one. Number two, Eugene Fagon is a loyal person. From my perspective, from my observation, Eugene was loyal to the CDC. I think the CDC ill-treated him. They booted him out, all right, because apparently they didn't like him, all right? But he defended them, all the bad things they were doing. And apparently when Eugene did not know what exactly he was trying to get involved in until he really got involved in the CDC, when he realized that there was an element there that really resisted him vehemently from coming in close proximity to the president. And obviously he had to escape, or else he knew that they were going to eliminate him. And he decided to pick a side. And I think that is the best thing anyone can do, especially he openly said he didn't know Ambassador Boyka well. He saw the man from a distance, and obviously it was 2017, it was electoral time. Everybody had to say something, like how we're saying things now. tomorrow things could switch. Terry could be supporting Taiwan Gonglo in 2029. And I could be saying something good for Taiwan Gonglo.
On the
As I'm
25th,
saying,
You finish defeating, you finish
the
defeating,
25th, on the 25th, we
you
want
finish
you.
defeating,
you know. But however,
you finish,
it was
you finish
awesome time
defeating
tonight.
Trevor Gonglo.
It was an awesome time tonight. I enjoy Sissy. You know, I always love to see my big brother. I like to listen to him. He comes with clever mind, brilliant ideas, and all that. And I also like to, you know, the labor add spices to the talk. But thank you guys very much for having me.
Terry, you have been enabling the old man the last few days. I've been watching the two of you. I've been very busy, but I haven't been playing in my. I sometimes I'm still at work. I got it playing. I'm watching it. Then laughing. I said, "Why Terry enabling the old man on the platform?"
That my labor, I gotta protect you.
And when culture call, he can be fed. You giving them they're waiting for a Fonso to come by so they will have their day.
So let me just tell you one disappointment, and then I'll leave. I don't want it to forget to skip my mind. Let me tell you something that I encountered last week. I'm at my district office. Of course, my district is the third largest district in the state of Minnesota, at my school district, and we're in the largest city in the state of Minnesota. There is this 7-member team that came from China, from Harbin. The Harbin city have about almost 900,000 students in their schools. They came from China. They brought their vice mayor, which is like the assistant mayor, and they brought their superintendent of schools and a bunch of principals. These people came to Minneapolis Public School. They didn't come to beg for books. You know, they came to ask for partnership. They came to ask how can they send their teachers here to help Minnesota and also learn from Minnesota, and how can Minnesota send teachers back there to learn from there and help their students, and how can there be like a connection, a sister city, a sister school situation. I sat in that meeting with these people, and we're there discussing how partnership will look like. And I'm thinking about my country.
You can't miss that.
And I'm saying, in fact, there was a Somali guy in the room with me, with only two black guys in the room. And when we got done, him and I started talking and said, we teach Somali here in Minneapolis Public School. He said, yeah. I said, so can we work a way to get Somalia to also have this same connection? I said, I'm thinking about Liberia. He said, yeah, we need to talk about that. But I'm thinking when our people come, they don't even know how to ask. They come and just ask for textbook and take it back home, and that's the end of it. These people didn't come to beg. They came and sat as equals because they understood that they are able to give something to American school system that will benefit, and they want us to give them something, so it becomes a partnership. There are a lot of things Liberian school system, Liberian educators can give to American schools, especially now that we're talking about culturally relevant pedagogy. We come from Africa. That's what we do. Call and response. All of our teachers, whether they know or not, they are trained in that. But when our people come here, man, they go to one party after the other. They're doing inauguration for other people. And for me, it broke my heart. And I just want to put it out here. But it broke my heart to see that. And I'm saying,
you have an inside seat, and I really appreciate it. And that's one of some of the things that I keep saying. They have young Liberians here, highly educated, who are ready to work. But the people back home, not that I'm asking them to call you, but the people back home, they will not pick people who is they know have the ability. They would rather have somebody that perhaps they will control, or somebody that perhaps is related to them, or somebody who will give them something in return. And many of the smart young Liberians, educated Liberians, are not ready to play that kind of games, because they want to be employed in their field, so they will be able to contribute. But those Liberians that are not up to par are the ones that want to pay money to take a position that does not fit their needs, or that does not fit this whatever career they have. Now, another thing you brought up here, Sissy, which is good and the true, and that is even the American here. Many of them go into the Peace Corps business, and go overseas. Not necessarily, yeah, they're there to teach, but most of the time they don't want to stay in Monrovia. They want to go way up in the country to learn the culture. You know, so in terms with respect to Liberia, I think we do have a lot to offer. But our people come here, they go to the one party, they get vexed, they don't pay their hotel. You brought me here, you pay my hotel, well, they got money, but they want, you know, those are the kind of things that are killing us. But anyway, I'm always, I think before Mr. So come back, we're having you, I will block him when he come out, I will block him, because I would like to have both of you here all the time. Because every time he comes on, the next thing, Emon just shows up. Because now they're buddy. And then the next thing, what your culture calling in. I am now calling in.
Well, Mali Jones, I ain't seen it.
Oh, don't mind that PhD. That PhD run away from me too. Don't mind. he said he said you want to be. Let me offer my own subjective ideas. Say, wait. We all like bro. You're not going to be objective. Well, objective and subjective is much more preferred. But anyway, look, folks. I want to thank you guys very much. And I won't be. We won't be able to. Ceci, I hope you're able to. Are you think you're gonna carry on Sunday, or you're gonna be? You're muted. You're muted. Ceci, you're muted.
Oh, yeah, I just get. I have two options. I either have that Representative Kennedy running in FOIA, or I'm trying to get this teacher who was named Teacher of the Year in Bond County. I'm trying to get him on to come on and discuss education and some other stuff. So I'm thinking, but if I confirm one of them, either one, I'll let you know, and then we'll publicize it.
I'm over here. Like I said, we have a convention coming up tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So I came early. I'm in some kind of city here. I don't even know the name of the city, but. But hold on. So I won't be on tomorrow for sure. But we have a convention here in Farco, and that's what I'm going to be this weekend. But I want to thank you very much. Hopefully, when you're coming on, I will check to see if you're coming on, and I'll be watching as well.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
All right, folks. Again, Samson Tour, Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank all of you again tonight for tuning in. It's been a wonderful week. Of course, we're going into the weekend here. So please join us next week. We'll be back after the convention. Of course, I'll be home in my own studio then. And then I'll carry on as usual. Other than that, I would say thank you. Thank you very much for all of the phone calls and all of the comments you guys made on here on Liberia Public Radio. We would let you know if you're out of line because we respect you. And that's why we come on every night. We respect you and listen to you and take your view, because those are your view. We're not going to say, don't say this and that. But if you do so, you do it with responsibility and with respect. If you miss any of those, we will call you out. And I did that here tonight. I'm not going to repeat that. They know what I said. So other than that, I will say thank you very much. And many of you that have been writing, thank you. Thank you for all your writing. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. The guy, Ajimo wants trouble. Why MCC administrator? Good thing since they didn't read it. Thank you, folks. And we'll say good night to you as well.
mon amant. Hey, mon amant.
Ateito, ateito, ateito. Nalukio na kati ya Kinshasa mobimba mama. Nabali na fwara fikine.